yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs created. Again, what's up, everybody? Bitcoin Chris checking in yet again. I'm going to do a late night stream right now because we're going to talk about how Pokemon over, you know, these scam tokens that y'all love so much, right? Because I'm going to show you the ROI on these things. I'm going to show you why you should consider, at least looking at Bitcoin, Pokemon. Take the big. I would rather you invest in Pokemon and Bitcoin or Bitcoin and Pokemon versus you buying any of these crappy shit coins, man. No Ethereum, no XRP. Anybody that talks about any of these altcoins, I'm like repulsed. Anytime I see anybody talking about XRP, I'm repulsed. Anybody bragging about all these scam tokens, I just get repulsed, right? It's just like, it just shows me how low IQ people are. But again, I understand they're in the business and they're trying to make a quick buck. And what typically happens when you try to make a quick buck is you get clapped. You get clapped up. Typically, this happens 90, I would say 99% of the time, right? 98, maybe 95% if you're feeling generous, right? So with that being said, I am scrolling on my face. I'm in a Facebook group where they are pretty much selling, Pokemon cards, right? So what they're doing is they're talking to a bunch of other like-minded individuals or people that are looking to buy Pokemon cards, right? And these Pokemon cards, whether you again like them or not, don't see the value in them, cool. You can say what you want to say, but collectibles are doing numbers, right? And if you don't recognize that by now, that's okay. Because if you're willing to buy a shitcoin token, but you're overlooking collectibles and data, then I got I got nothing else to say to you because you can just clearly look at the charts, right? You can clearly look at what's going on, and we're going to go over that here. But first, this is what happens when you buy S coin, right? Shitcoin. Let's go here, and I'm trying not to curse, so I just say poop coin from now on. I think what was it? What was it that just rugged everybody? Some was it rave? I think it was rave or something. Let me pull it up here. Give me 1 second here. We're gonna find it because y'all never learn your lesson, which is it is okay. It's okay. Always got to be. There's always gonna be exit liquidity. Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna look and see exactly what I'm talking about, right? Without going into the chart, we're just gonna use one example because they all do this. They all do this. That needs to be retweeted. And hopefully, somebody that watches this later on, I know it's 11 o'clock at night. Most people got to go to bed because they got to get up to go to work in the morning, which is fine. Where are you? Okay. Okay. Bid is up to 11,000. 11,000 for a card, right? But we're not going. That's not what we. That's exactly what we're talking about, but we're not going there right now. First, we got to find the S coin that just rugged everybody. Where is it at? There it is, Rave. It was Rave. Look at that. Would you look at that? Another scam token that y'all don't ever pay attention to, right? Y'all, somebody bought in obviously $2 to $20. That's crazy. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 2 to 20. It's 20x, right? Or 10x. That's 10x. All right, cool. You made a 10x, right? But you're thinking that okay, if you didn't take profit at 10x, if you didn't take profit at 5x, and then it went up even further, 28, 2 to 28. You didn't take profit along the way because you got greedy and then you got rugged on. which is typically what happens to people that FOMO in, right? And now you lost all your money, right? So this is what you guys would rather buy, and this is the same thing for all the altcoins. I don't care what it is, especially when you are pricing it in Bitcoin. You want to you definitely want to price everything in Bitcoin. When it comes to pricing everything in Bitcoin, everything trends to zero. But for this example, this is exactly what happens with all the altcoins, right? Boom, boom, right? And they definitely dump 80 to 90%. So please, even Bitcoin does dump a little bit as well. But Bitcoin has always gone up, gone up, gone up after it's dumped. This is never recovering. This is never coming back. So with that being said, we're going to jump back over to the Facebook group and also you guys just saw that Dragon Knight card is, they're up for bid. So this guy bought this card. He either pulled this card, which you pull it by opening packs of Pokemon cards, right? And I'm not sure. This is 2016, so this is a 2016 card. He took obviously good care of it, or he bought this card. He got it graded. When he got it graded, it came back a level. It came back as a 10, which means it's a perfect card. They took good care of the card. It's very valuable because it's not bent, it's not scratched, it's not messed up, right? So since it's in great condition and it came back as a 10, he wants to sell it, right? And what he can sell it for is maybe about 5, 6 or 7 thousand, because on April 21st it sold for 7,000. So he could definitely sell it for 7,000. He could sell it for 5,000. He could sell it for 4,000. He could sell it for, possibly 8,000. There's people selling it for 10,000. There's people selling it for 20,000. So obviously, this is something that's a lot better of an investment versus you buying an S coin that's going to pump and dump on you, right? That's just common sense, right? So a lot of people also sell their portfolios, right? So this is what we're looking for sale, sealed lot at 81%. So he's selling the total value of his actual portfolio at 80%. So what you're doing is once you buy these things, I call it IE, it's instant equity, right? Because if you buy his portfolio, which is about $1,700 for this particular example, 80% of that, you're paying 80% of it, and then you get the full value, right? He has a Phantasmal Flames Elite Trainer box, which I also have, and he has, a bunch of other sealed products. So all you have to do is buy and hold, just like Bitcoin, and you'll be pretty good, in my opinion, because I'm pretty on point when it comes to these things. So I would highly recommend that you look into this. Right, here's a Charizard PSA 9 Mega Charizard EX. This card alone, not graded, is $800. You can pull this out of a $5 pack. You can pull this out of a $100. It's called an ETB. It's called a Elite Trainer box. It's just a pack of 9 cards. It comes with 9 cards, so it's like $100. You can pull it out of a booster bundle, which is like 6 packs, right? So you can buy these things for $60 for the $60 to $80 for the booster bundle. I think it's about 60. That makes sense, right? And then you can do the ETB, which comes with 9 packs, and that's about $100 or $110, right? And then you could possibly pull this card, right? And this card again is like $800, right? So if you get a card that's worth $800 and you spent $5 or $10 or even $100 on the pack, you just seven extra money, right? And of course, it's all about chance. It's kind of gambling, right? Because you never know what you're gonna get, but that's the fun in it, right? It's the fun aspect of it. You're gambling, but you're doing it wisely because no matter what, the cards have value and they're not going to go to zero, right? And a lot of these posts in the beginning of this video were showing that a lot of people sold, right? Because this is a very liquid market. A lot of people post things on here and they get sold very quickly, right? So let's go back. Uh, here goes another. This is eight. I'm trying to tell you guys. This is if you have kids, you need to have your kids, understand the power of investing. Because again, I'm a '90s baby, '80s baby, '90s baby. If I would have kept the cards that I had back in the day, had I known, right? 30 years ago, right? They'll be worth a lot of money right now, right? They're actually worth a super duper a lot of money, right? So here, PSA 10 candidate, Liz Clefairy sold, right? And here it says sold within a few minutes of the post. And he posted this on the 20th, right? So he again, he if he posted this, say, hey, I'm selling this, and there you go. It was sold within a few minutes of the post. Boom. So people are selling. It's very liquid. Very a lot of people have. I don't know where these people getting this money from, but a lot of people have money for Pokemon cards, and whether or not you understand it or like it or not, this is a actual asset class that the big boys are getting into now. Just like with Bitcoin, right? A lot of the big players are getting into Bitcoin now, and the big players are going to start to get into these trading card games or collectibles would be the correct terminology for it. So again, if you pull a card that's like even like the Pikachu, right? I've been posting about the Pikachu. The Pikachu was the Pikachu in the Ascended Heroes pack is pretty much uh, I think it's $1,000 now. You can pull it out of the same. It's called Ascended Heroes, right? And that Dragonite is in that actual pack. The Dragonite is like $900 or $700. The Gengar is worth like $1,200. The Pikachu is like $1,000. Like these are crazy things that are happening with these Pokemon cards. And again, it's I rather have Pokemon cards than to have um, fiat dollars, right? And then on top of that, you can 10x, 5x your investment in Pokemon cards by simply holding, right? And again, I've been telling you guys what I'm doing is, I'm going to buy the cards that I want because I like to buy these, and I'll show you guys my cards here. A couple of the cards which I posted about, which is this one. This is one of the cards. The art is amazing. The art is beautiful if you really take the time to look at the art. So not only do I love the art for these things, I actually uh, I love collecting. I love going out. I love the community. I like the people. Again, my son. It's really something that me and my son are doing because not only does he have, look at this right here, exactly what I'm talking about. Not only does my son have Pokemon cards, he has Bitcoin, right? And so now we're doing this together, and he's learning about long term, and we're probably going to be doing vending, and it's just a whole new thing for him and us to do together. Because again, if he's going to be doing something and trying to make money, I'd rather him do this instead of working a job. I'd rather him trade instead of working a job. Like this is actually fun. This is something that they actually love to do. Kids actually love to buy cards and trade cards, and it's also for adults, right? There's a lot of it. There's a ton of adults, right, doing this. Obviously, because what 15-year-old, 16-year-old has $1,300, right, to buy a Pikachu. I mean, there's some out there, right, but the average kid is not spending 13, $1,400 on a card. So obviously, there's something going on here. But this is the Pikachu card again. It's over $1,000 that they're being sold for 1,400, 1,300, 1,350. So it is what it is. Whether or not you understand it or not, again, it is the future. It is something that's going to continue to hold value. Um, let's see. I mean, I've posted it several times, and again, a lot of people don't pay attention to what I'm saying until it's too late, or it's okay, man. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just pointing out the obvious here, right? Do not buy altcoins. In my opinion, I would rather you buy if you wanna gamble and be a degenerate, then buy the altcoins, buy the poop coins, right? If you wanna at least gamble and buy something of value that's still gonna have value or be way more valuable in 5 years, then obviously Bitcoin is the way to go. But if you want to diversify and have something else, right? And do something with your children or just have another hobby, right? Because even Bitcoin gets boring, man. You just buy it and hold, bro. There's nothing to do with Bitcoin. Like, I'm not looking at the price of Bitcoin every day. I got things to do. I'm not online tweeting about Bitcoin all day, every day, bro. I got other things to do. It was cool back when the whole entire world was shut down during, you know, 2020, 2021, 2022. We ain't have nothing to do. Of course, we're online, we're chilling, we're all cooped up. We ain't have too much to do but to be online talking about whatever it is that we're talking about, right? So now it's a new day and age. It's 2026. I'm not going to be sitting online trying to convince you guys to buy Bitcoin when I was telling you guys to buy Bitcoin when it was when it was 3 grand, when it was 5 grand, when it was under 20 grand. Nobody listens, right? And then including Grant Cardone, nobody listens, right? And then now we're at 60, 70,000. Now everybody and then we go to 126,000, and then we dip, and everybody named Mama wants to buy Bitcoin now, and everybody's a Bitcoin expert now, and all the banks are buying now, and ETFs now, and all this. Like, come on, bro. We ahead of the game, bro. We ahead of the game. We've been ahead of the game. We've been telling y'all, but it's okay. Just Bitcoin and chill. So all you need to do is Bitcoin and chill. Bitcoin and chill. But again, I'm not going to sit around and not do anything, right? You got to get cash flow in business. I'm helping people out with their credit. I'm helping people out with if they're getting sued by banks. I'm helping people out with forming a trust, because if you have Bitcoin, it needs to be in a trust. So that way you avoid probate. That way you avoid all these fees and all this headache and heartache dealing with the courts and attorneys. And it's just so much stuff that all I'm doing is trying to help people. And I know for a fact business credit is popping. Your personal credit obviously helps you pay for less for everything. So obviously Bitcoin, it's a no brainer. Pokemon cards is something that I like to do. Trading is something that I like to do. And because I have foresight, I can see what's going to happen, and I already know Pokemon cards are going to continue to rise, man. And again, I'd rather have Pokemon cards than fiat currency sitting in the bank or dealing with, altcoins, poop coins for sure. Homie selling his port for 20K. You could have bought this port for 20K, been instantly up $4,000 on your investment. Like instant equity. And it's the same thing with Bitcoin, right? You just buy some of these cards that you're interested in or that you like, or you do it as a hobby with your children, and then all the cards from now, 10 years from now, are going to be way more. Bitcoin's going to be way more. So again, this is just something to do in the meantime, on top of you starting a business, whatever it is that you like to do. I've been telling you guys since 2020 to fix your credit. Oh, actually it's 2017. My bad. 2017, the power of good credit. If you need your credit fixed just like I did, send me a message. I can help. 746, 2017. They don't listen, though. They don't listen. Been telling y'all 6 years. I've been telling y'all more than 6 years, right? So 2017, almost 10 years. Next year will be almost 10 years of me saying the same exact thing. And this is actually when I started to buy Bitcoin. 2016, 2017. So I've been saying the same thing for about 10 years, and the truth never changes. The lies is always what changes. So how long is it going to take you to save an extra 50 grand when you can click a button and get 50K on one or two or three credit cards? Meanwhile, you're on Twitter talking about a 9 to 5 and a 401k, man. Boy, it is. It's a ridiculous world we live in, but here we are. Here we are. You could buy a freaking Pokemon card for this card right now. Matter of fact, let me log into my phone. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna log into the phone. I'm just gonna show you guys. Double hollow. I'm gonna show you guys this. I have a bunch of sealed cards. I have cards that I'm investing in, that I'm going to get. It's called graded, right? And you get them graded by PSA. These companies been around for a long time. They grade Pokemon cards. They grade sports cards. People that don't like Pokemon cards, that's fine. There's sports cards. There's Disney cards that are out that are popping. There's Yu-Gi-Oh. There's Dragon Ball Z. I guess I can show you guys a little bit of my portfolio. I don't mind. Mu EX. This is 53. I have this card right now. I think I bought it for $70. It's sealed. So I bought it for 70, about $70. It's already up $10. It's worth $80 now raw. So it's a raw card. It's a beautiful card. This picture doesn't know justice. You got to see it in person, or you gotta see it. It's the quality on this thing is beautiful, right? So we go here. We go to graded cards. It's an $80 card. This card that I have is perfect, so I'm gonna get it graded, and I can tell it's gradable because I've been doing research. I've been looking. I've been watching. I've been seeing how how to grade. You do your research, guys. This $80 card, 10x's. Once it comes back 810, it's $800 for the card. I paid $80 for the card. Now, obviously, all cards are not gradable, so you got to know what's going on. You got to look at the cards. You got to, there's something called centering, right? Where it has to be centered and printed correctly. Because if it's not, then it's off center. And then if it's off center, it's not really like a perfect card. And you'll get a lower grade. They have 1 through 10. See? So 1 through 10. So let's look this. And there's a couple different grading services. There's PSA, Beckett, CGC, and Tag. So what I like to do is I like to look at. I try to get the best ROI. $80 to $800, bro. You can't tell me nothing, bro. Like, you guys don't listen to what I'm telling you. You guys are always working harder, not smarter. I would not have a 401k. I would have Bitcoin as my savings account, my 401k. At that point, I would get a business to cash flow. At that point, I would then split it 50-50 or trade, and then do 50% allocation into Bitcoin, and then 25 of the other 50% would be into BTC, and then 25 would be into obviously taking care of doing whatever it is that you need to do, or expanding the business, or whatever it is that you need to do, right? But I would taking $80 card to $800 by simply sending it to get graded is a no-brainer, and I hope this gets you to get off of the altcoins, because what I'm going to show you is these. Oh my God, I'm going to send it to Beckett, because even here on Beckett, and we can look on eBay to look these things up and verify. $1,300. So you're telling me I can take this $80 card, and if it's perfect, I can look. First of all, I can look and search for a perfect card, right? I can go on eBay and buy a perfect card. It's probably going to cost you more than $80, right? But the people that understand are not going to. There's people that's going to know what's going on, and there's people that's not what's going to go on. This card, this promo, the card came out of a set that came out 2 years ago, so it came out in 2024. Right, so for me to even have a sealed version of this card in my hand right now is absolutely wild, right? Because it's too old. It's 2 years old, excuse me, and it's valuable. Obviously, it should be it should be way more than $80. So I can see the value, right? So you're getting it at a discount because it should be way more than $80 first and foremost. Because if you know anything about Pokemon and Mew's a popular character, popular Pokemon. Pikachu's popular, Dragonite's popular, Gengar's popular, Charizard popular, Charmander popular, Squirtle popular, Bulbasaur popular. You feel me? Like, these are Mewtwo popular. You feel me? So these are Psyduck popular. Like, you got to understand what's going on. And if you're under the age of, I give it to 40. If you're under the age of, I think 30, I cut it at 38. If you're under the age of 38, you should already know what's going on with Pokemon, as far as you grew up with Pokemon. So don't act like y'all surprised, right? Don't be surprised and act like y'all don't know what's going on with Pokemon, man. Pokemon was popping when you were kids, and it's still popping now. Okay? So $1,350. Taking an $80 card, you pay to get it graded. So whatever the fee is for it to get graded, pay the fee. And then if it comes back a 10 on Beckett, $1,350. PSA, we just saw it was 800. And there's actual sales, right? You can see the sales there. Boom. Beckett, 13. CGC, 200. And Tag, $741. This was sold on April 16th. So you can see what's going on, guys. Like, don't act oblivious to what I'm talking about when you can look it up, right? People are just so lazy that it's ridiculous. Um, it's ridiculous, man. It really is ridiculous when you can see. So you're telling me that I can 10x a card. First of all, I can have fun with my child. That's the most. That's the first and foremost. That's the most important thing. Me and my son are buying cars, trading cars, about to do vending where you buy at 80%, so you're automatically up 20% when you buy from these people. These cars can then be graded if they're in great condition, which can then 10x your investment. And then you can trade it for cash or buy it and swap out for other cars. And there's cars that are worth 20, 30, 40, 50,000. Easy. And we're not even talking about that. We're not even talking about the big cars. We're talking about the little $80 card. It's an $80 card that jumps to $700. That jumps to $800. That jumps to $1,300 if you just grade it. One sale for $1,300. Guess what? That's the market for that. So boom, that's just one card. One card. And a lot of these cards, again, I get them because they're absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And then there's other cards that are worth buying and investing in because you can make a lot of money. So I do both. I do not discriminate in anything and everything to make. So here we go. I'm gonna show you another one. Because I got about 9 of these cards, and I'm gonna clean them, and I'm going to send them. Pikachu is this 005/725. Yep, there it is. Boom. All right, so this card is old. Hey, what happened? It's loaded. Hold on, buddy. So I've been buying these cards for about $5 to $7, right? And so it's an old card, right? This came out in 2021. So this is a 5-year old card. All right, so boom, 5-year old card. We're looking at a 5-year old card here. It's selling for $5 to $7, right? Majority of people are selling them for $7, right? So boom, let's look at the chart over the last 6 months. You could do TA on these things, right? Double bottom here, whoop, TA going up. We can look at the year. Look at the year. You can do TA on Pokemon cards. Isn't this crazy? You got a higher low, higher low, higher low. You got a retracement. You got up to a high of $9. This was back in August of 2025. Obviously, it's 1 year. Hit a low of $2 and then back up to $6, right? So this is something that is a little bit more stable than an altcoin or S coin, poop coin, right? In my opinion. Then we would go to, so these are recent sales. We're going to go to graded cards. So boom, now we're going to look at the graded version of this. You get a good clean version of this, or you get a good enough version of it to where all you have to do is clean it, polish it up, which there are there's cleaning things that you can buy to clean these cards, right? So you get a $7 card, and you're telling me the $7 card PSA 10 is worth $1,000, and that's the last 5 sales average is $1,000. This is June of last year. October it was so these things are going from 4, 5, 800. Okay, it drops a little bit. Of course, it drops a little bit. Triple bottom here. Triple bottom here. 1, 2, 3. Boom, pop. Higher, hit a high of 1,500. Okay, one sale, then drop. Two sales at 650. Pop. One sale, 1,000. One sale, 1,900. One sale, 1,000. Boom. So you can see it's just steadily rising. Yes, you have your fluctuations, just like everything in life is volatile. Well, here we are. eBay sold on 422, $1,000, 419, $1,000, 419, $900, 419, $1,000, 419, $1,200. So 15 more sales. So you're telling me I can take a $7 card and turn it into $1,000? Wow. What altcoin can you find? Of course, there's an altcoin that's going to do some stupid numbers, right? What are the chances of you getting that altcoin and you actually being successful in timing the market and trying to buy and sell and getting in and getting out? Like, who has? Y'all got time for that? I don't got time for that. We're trying to work smarter, not harder in 2026. Boom. So here it is. Average is about $1,300 on Beckett for a 10. Then we have CGC up next. And we're gonna hop into T8 and I'm getting up off of here. I'm tired. It's 12 o'clock. Okay, CGC. So CGC, they only got $100 for the card, right? So obviously we're not gonna go and grade with them. Tag, $500. So even if you go to Tag and get a 10, $500, and this is back in January. So then I would obviously go with PSA, right? You compare and contrast, and you do the best. These are obviously the most recent sales, so it's $1,000. So why don't you go spend $100 and buy as many of these as you can? Find $100 divided by. Let's do this. Let's do the math. 1,007 divided by 1,000. 1,000 divided by 7. You can buy 140. Let's just say 142 of these cards if you can find them, right? Which you're probably able to find. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's more than 142 out there in the whole entire world, right? So let's just say, let's not even do 142. Let's just be conservative. Let's just say you spend, let's just say you get 10, right? That's 70, right? Let's say 70. So instead of 70, let's do just a little bit, 140. So let's just say you do 20, right? Let's say you do 20 times 7, which is 140. And out of 20, you have, let's just say 10%. Let's just say 10% of the 100. Wait, I'm buying 20. So 20. So 20 times 10%. which is 2. Okay. Let's do 20 for, let's do 30%. 3. No, 20 times 20%. All right, yeah, let's do 20 times 20%. So let's just say you get 20 of them. Out of 20 of them, you find 10. Okay, so yeah, let's say you find 20 of them. Out of the 20 that you bought, you find 10 that are qualified enough to be cleaned and to get graded. Out of the 10, you get 20% of those, which is like you'll probably do a little bit better. But let's just say you got 20, you get 20% of the 10, and we're being very conservative here. 20% of the 10 comes back a PSA 10, right? That's $2,000. You spent 20 times 7, 140, minus however much it costs to get it graded, which is probably another $50 or whatever. So you're all in, let's just say you're all in $200 minus $2,000. You made $1,800. All right? Case in point. I don't need to say no more. If it's pretty self-explanatory at this point. I don't need to explain it anymore. I hope you paying attention. Car, right? I said Avis is perfect time to short this bad boy, and what do you know? Exactly as I called, exactly as predicted, exactly as I knew what was going to happen, right? As soon as they post about it, everybody's all hyped. It dropped from 861, oh no, 846, sorry, to $433. And that's in one day. That was today. Wow. That was today. And I called it yet again. So it's all good, man. Uh, it's all good, man. I don't gotta prove myself to nobody. I just be trying to help y'all. That's all. So last but not least, we're gonna hop into the Bitcoin TA. Boom, TA. We are back into the box. We came into the box, which I drew last live, and I said these are my target levels. Let me zoom out a little bit more, and the second target is up here at 84,500. Boom. So here we are, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. I drew this trend line, and it's perfectly adapting and drawing to the trend line. We can get rid of that. Are my support levels drawn perfectly? We came up, broke up, came down, support, broke up, came down, hit support again. And again, this is that trend line. Retest, head higher, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. This will probably come back down. Probably here to around 76. Maybe come back down here. 76 and then head higher. That'll be a higher low. But we're gonna have to wait and see, right? Let's look at the daily. Daily, I did see the green dot today, and that's why we bump it up, and then the green dot went away because this was definitely. Oh no, it's right there. Yep, green dot. Yep, it pumped today, but then we came back down. So it's crazy how I hit here, bounced. So that's your daily, and then we're going to zoom out to the weekly. Weekly looking good. We have their bullish, hidden bullish divergence, double bottom on the bullish divergence, green dot weekly starting to pump. So for the last 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, so last month we've been pumping 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So for the last month we were pumping. So it looks good for now. We're up at the 20-day moving average, though. So this is a moment of truth here because we could still come back down. But our side, stochastic, our side is both headed up. So I think we're good. Again, levels to the upside here to the left, levels to the downside here to the right. Again, it's still looking for that 55,000 hour level, possibly, could be wrong. Again, up to the downside, upside again is 101, which is the 618 Fibonacci retracement level, and then possibly before there again, which is your first range, 84 ish to 84 to 94. If you break 84.94, then we're obviously going to 100 at that point. So that is the Bitcoin analysis. TA, keep it short, sweet, simple. Stack your Bitcoin and chill. Bitcoin Chris checking out. If you need help with if you need help with getting a trust set up so you don't have to worry about probate, or you just don't worry if you get sued or something happens, you lose your job and then you have assets, whatever the case may be, it's protected. Nobody can take it from you. The trust owns it, not you. You want to control, but not own. Ownership equals liability, and you just want to control, give everything to God. You can do a church trust, you can do a regular trust, whatever it is that you want to do, but definitely consider getting a trust. A trust is better than a will. Higher than a will, better than a will. Second thing you need help with, if you need help with your credit, please let me know because we can help you fix your credit, okay? Like I've been saying for almost 10 years now, you should definitely fix your credit. You'll pay less for everything, and you'll also be able to access capital, excuse me, via business credit. So that's something that's very powerful. If you don't understand that by now, that's okay. You probably won't ever get it, and you'll continue to do what you've been doing, and you're going to keep getting the results that you've been getting. So that's life. Boom. And if you need help with, if you're getting sued or being sued, if you're getting sued or want to sue, I'm sorry, then we can help you do that. I've been in litigation. I know how to formulate or help you formulate paperwork so you can draft documents and, defend yourself or sue debt collectors, et cetera, right, for violations of the federal law. So, boom, we can help you out with that as well. And then last but not least is we did trust. I said credit repair, business credit. And last but not least is what else? What else can I help you guys out with? I don't. I don't recall. I'm late. It's late. I'm tired. I've been up late last night. Got up early. Went hunting for Pokemon today. Wasn't really too successful at the targets, but I was able to get some things after target. So they have these drops where you can get MSRP. When you get things for MSRP, then you can sell at retail and sell and make some profit, right? So I'd rather do things like that and hang out with some dope people and have fun and meet new people and trade and hang out with my son, and we open up packs and we create memories, and he's pulling dope cards. And I'm gonna look at one more card with y'all before I get up out of here. Let me look at one more card before I get up out of here. It's another Pikachu. Actually, I didn't do a Pikachu with you guys, but I'll do it. Oh yeah, I did do a Pikachu. Let me do another Pikachu. This one just sold to 51. I just seen. I think I just seen this one go crazy. I think I just seen this post go crazy. Now we see something, bro. Y'all not going for this. Y'all not gonna play with me. I know I seen something. I gotta find it. Yeah, that's not the one I have. I have the one with the little. can't find that one right now, and I don't really have the time to find it. But let's see if I can find one more. Let's do Pikachu number. Which one is this? 35. This is my son's card. Ice Hollow. Boom. I have two of these. Raw. They're $10 cards, which I don't think that's accurate. I think there should be more, but I could be wrong. And guess how much this card is? PSA 10. Yep, 2016. Yep, 2016. Boom. Yep, same card. It is hollow in the background. Yellow cheeks. Yep, I'm looking right at it. Yep, we got the same card. Yep. Look at that. So we have two of these. So this card is actually something that we've had for years. My son, again, we found his Pokemon binder. He had two of these bad boys. So we're gonna clean it up. They look good enough to grade. Both of them do. I think one of them is actually a little messed up because again, my son was what 2016 when this came out. When he had it, he was 6 years old. Was 6 year old, was taking good care of Pokemon cards. They're not. So if for the parents out there that have kids that you're buying Pokemon cards for, just be aware that these things are valuable, and in the future you can profit off of the cards that you buy your children today. If you guys are wise enough to understand what I'm trying to break down to you. So boom, this is a PSA 10. Let's look at Beckett real quick, and then I'm up out of here. Beckett is not up there too. We up there at 7. Wow, Beckett is even higher. 752. 752 Beckett. Obviously, you don't want to go to CGC. You don't want to send it to Tag. They don't have anything. Beckett is again 700, and then PSA 10 is 800 from the last sale of April 13th. So boom. And so they do the average of the last 5 sales about 582. But again, who's gonna again? Why would you buy an altcoin when you can buy Pokemon cards and it's gonna go up? You don't got to worry about getting rugged. You can hold it for 10 years like Bitcoin and be good. You could just chill. There's a lot of things you can just do if you just relax, right? Just relax, relax, Ash, relax. Raw card. This was a $3 card, $2 card. Up and down. Obviously, fluctuation. $39 card came back down, popped all the way up to a $75, $86 card, came back down. We still at $7 range. So I'm putting the card back in the top loader. So my bad. That's me knocking. That's me knocking. Okay. So with that being said, man, top loader. We got 2 of those. We're gonna try to get those graded. We are gonna get those graded. And then we got one more. We got Machoke. Let's look at this one. Machoke. This one is Machoke, and it is reverse hollow, and it is number 50. What's the number? Is this 58? 58. Reverse hollow. Boom. 40. No, this ain't no 40 cent. I don't know how they got it for 40 cent, but okay. It says 40 cent, but this card is not 40 cent. We're gonna look at graded. $129. 38. That's a no. Tag. What are you looking at? Tag. No data for tag. I feel like this is not correct, not accurate for some reason. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I could be wrong. We do have this. Is this the same? Yeah, it's the same car. Karate chop submission. Yep. 58 108. Well, hey, it's a 40 cent car. I don't know how long we had this car, or and well, obviously it's from 2016. Yep, it's from 2016. So we obviously had it for about 10 years. It's in great condition. Let's see. I mean, I don't know the cost that we paid for it. We obviously got it in a pack a long time ago. But even that, just it's 40 cents for the car, guys. 40 cents to $100, bro. Like that's all I gotta say about this, man. With that being said, Bitcoin Chris checking out. Hit that like, share, subscribe, stack your Bitcoin and chill. I know it's late. Hope you guys having a good night. And if you see this in the tomorrow, which is Thursday, then I hope you guys. Oh yeah, an hour, perfect. I hope you guys take advantage of the information. If you need help with anything, send me a DM. And with that being said, Bitcoin Chris checking out. God loves you. I love you. And we'll see you in the next video. Pokemon over altcoins over poop coins. And stack your Bitcoin and chill. Take the profits from your coins. Take your profits from the altcoins if you're trading those. Obviously, dump it into Bitcoin. And take your profits from the Pokemon cards and then dump it into Bitcoin and keep that little cycle in the loop and put obviously all your assets, including Pokemon cards and Bitcoin, into the trust and have the trust have ownership. And you don't have any ownership; you are the trustee. So, with that being said, trust formation, boom, you need help. Credit repair, boom, you need help. We help you out with that. Business credit, boom, we can help you out with that. And if you're being sued or need to sue, we can help you out with that. And with that being said, Bitcoin Chris checking out. Take care of you guys. Peace.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass.